Drop it.
História principal de Fontaine, do Genshin, a história principal de Fontaine, máscara da culpa. Nós voltamos para o dormitório da prisão. Nós ainda estamos presos. Sério isso? Grande desilusão. Estou ansioso para isto. As estrelas deixaram de já voar. Se puder aproveitar logo a história, ontem o meu PC estava a atualizar o jogo. Não tive tempo para jogar no PC para poder gravar. Então, jogar,
Now for a little rest after breakfast. Wait a sec. Is it some... Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede!
terminou o tempo, então estamos tecnicamente livres. Até quero ver como é que aconteceu, vai dar tipo cheio de todas nós a saber que herói finalmente libertado da sua pena de prisão de 15 minutos por comer o bolo de dar conta lógica total, porque senão vai virar uma chacota. Acho que isto não vai ser muito, provavelmente não vai ser muito sério no início.
I knew you'd miss me.
Pois caraca, ficou cansado. Não sei se era a gravação, coisa. Vou ter aqui o kit para comer para se enrascar. Embora ela é potente. Se bem que eu não sei se é porque eu consegui se sair do Raider, que fez uma diferença cabulosa no dano dele, pelos vistos, ou seja, da própria ficou, mas logo cai, coisa como tudo. Como podem ver, personagem bonitaço, para um motivo tem visão, cabelo curto, só está carregado, o cabelo literal cresce, ela muda de roupa e até o desenho da visão. Explicação não sei, mas acontece.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and...
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. What? Huh?
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks. But...
Let's go ask the Duke.
Assim é isso, vamos só perguntar ali ao Duquezinho. Vamos embora. Provavelmente é aquilo a vazar outra vez. Se for a vazar outra vez eu tiro-me lá para dentro. Enquanto eles contêm, vai que eles acham uma coisa. A água é primordial. Pôs fontaine, aquela água má faz-os dissolver que nem água, mas quem não é de fontaine passa ali perfeitamente. É como se fosse água normal. Não é um problema algum.
Your Grace,
Ah, good to see you two.
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides,
So the fortress is okay?
if you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and... by the...
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes. Have you...
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving? That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined. Oh yeah, Paimon... Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss...
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure.
Well, you actually...
Ah, so...
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must... Yeah, don't worry.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see...
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the... We should... You're going to see Monsieur Nervulette?
I'm sure just your regards will... You're right.
A prisão é tão segura que ninguém sabe o que acontece dentro. A única maneira seria entrar com um crime leve, cometer um crime leve para entrar e depois sair. É a única forma possível de que se possa ser prisão. Agora que eu pensei, eu não tive a olhar as constelações. Tive mais ou menos as estações da Ferina, mas engraçado se uma constelação não importasse mais o caminho, simplesmente ao lutar juntasse a cura com o ataque. Ia ser OP demais. OP, com certeza. Ia desejar a vida. Ia tornar as cenas imortais. Embarque o exército. Nesse aqui, é outro. Ah, bom. Posso ir direto para o lugar então, sem problema? Ah, é teleporte direto. Ok, dá-se bem. Tudo bom, já dei uma exploradinha na região nova. Que anda ali já fiz umas cremes. Aproveitei que eu já achei fios, mas... Nem outras coisas, já aproveitei que para facilitar agora a missão. Já achei até uns teleportes secretos, um teleporte secretozito. Esta farina que as pessoas costumam ver. Esta é farina normal, tipo, eu costumo ver cabelo.
Harmonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Parece quando está a jogar com na equipa.
Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervulette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. But you can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. See, Seems a lot has been happening.
Se eu for um 45 dias, muita coisa pode ter mudado. Foi que não mas devia ter descambado tudo.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink,
That's alright, we just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you've managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see... Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore...
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there
Uma coisa é do
myself.
canal não tem problema, reservatórios normais. Aquilo é tipo um lugar com água para onde alguém entrar literalmente dentro da margem, é uma coisa que não dá.
Yes? What is it?
Oh, right! We asked the Duke and he's...
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, the source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at...
The water levels rose?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson...
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once...
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Zimbora.
Please be careful.
Zimbora. O trabalho nunca acaba aqui para o viajante, né? É sempre um lado para o outro, a desvendar mistérios, a todos e a puxar croquete em bilão. Só quero ver quando é que vira a próxima parte da... Tipo... É sendo, sei lá, 4.3, 4.4. Voltar a algum assunto direto a... Encontrar com um fios direto, encontrar não sei, mapa, isso aí. Realmente também é importante também. Por que não andamos a defender um pouco mistérios e perguntar se capturou não ser mal, sabe? Que não ser mal. É como se nós tecnicamente já não soubéssemos, né?
Oh no!
Informação.
What happened here?
Ia, bro, está tudo destruído, cara. Que vai ficar agora assim tudo destruído?
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Nós vinimos e tesouro ainda bem que não tudo mais está bem, é que fica estranho, não é? Embora cara, como te chegou, ela é sempre assim, nas cutscenes. Ela tipo fica assim. Como se ela tivesse duas personalidades a disfarçar. A espadinha dela caputa. Ela brilha ali. Me pergunto se faz isso com as outras armas. Mas...
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What will I ever do now?
O que vais preparar no teto?
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance. All right. I'm not young anymore.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
People.
My leg! How could this have happened?
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
que não tens porque a filha está ali. Aí, bro. Pelo menos é só o pai. Podia ser pior. Muito pior. Se tivesse morto era pior. Vítima de desastre.
She's over there! Hey, Navia! Are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
Gee. Say a man.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1, and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation...
Ah, right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, the rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now.
How awful. And all of this just...
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that...
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Sorry. I need to go for now.
And off she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Okay. The wounded are being tended. Of course, we should Traveler. Paimon.
Huh? Right now?
Thank you. Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think they're...
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted.
Navia? Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Meus and Silver. They won't...
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave, and...
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Meus and Silver, they're just... gone. I just...
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestone. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass.
I can understand. Besides,
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring...
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not?
buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking.
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense. In that case, could I?
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be...
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had...
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually...
Paimon doesn't...
I'd always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Meus and Silver have... I'm so...
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
By the way, you can have a look at this.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Julianne, and Son. So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Meus and Silver. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was...
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved. Melos and silver were not the price for saving anyone.
You're right. What you said just...
Oh!
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your...
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There's...
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two...
We just met recently. Right, Miss No...
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. That doesn't quite fit this time. Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did... As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Terre. I still have some things to take care of. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to...
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more... My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly.
So that's why the Fatui were already...
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to... Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most, which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you.
Oh! That somehow makes Paimon...
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right?
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins?
Well, I'm sad, yes. But there's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hope. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's...
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Passado lá ali e fazer uma limpa de dieta. Não estou lindo, já devo ter ido. Quando eu vou explorar cenas de rapina é para... Com certeza já fui eu. Estes sonhos aqui. E este passeio-nos aqui, por isso. Já rapinei tudo. Olá, se foram algumas horinhas exploradas, já rapinei tudo.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient.
Let's go in and
just speak.
Provavelmente essa coisa não deve ser preocupante demais em nenhum ponto. Deve ter não sei, deixada mais coisa e que for um negócio assim. Tem uma queda d'água dentro da porra da ruína.
scatter! Shower me with praise!
Keep that!
Onde era que se cura de outra forma sem ser de furina? Tipo uma batalha de cura extra. Acho então, mas que só enfia uma cura para uma comida. Enfia uma comida para dentro e começa-me a curar aos poucos. troquei sem querer, mano. Só aquele trono. A funga não pode que entre aspas. Para mim é em ataque básico, nem é habilidade. E aplicar. E dá dano medalha. Então os gajos ficam a subir efeito de água. É algo magicamente bom.
The show begins!
Aqui uma cena aí de curador. Manter aqui uma vida de Xuxa. Como uma ferida não cura assim tanto. Tal ao nível 60.
This place has also been contaminated by...
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontainian would most likely dissolve the moment they...
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous and it won't be... Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you. That complicates things. Maybe...
In that case, do you want to wait?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
All right.
Tira, ficamos com ela. Mas supostamente ele não tocar que ele morre instantâneo. Eu não morro, ele transforma assim em água. Ok, cuidado. Propriedades viciantes. Resumidamente, esta água original se troca no alguém que nos joga, se mal que é uma droga.
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
Ah, ok, isto de canal. Mesmo. Vou usar isto, finalmente. Vou usar isto como uma coisa de ser a missão dos domínios do Valon, que foi porque eles que usaram estas cenas assim. Porque os domínios não se têm tutorial. Ah, o resto não deixa subir. Ué, então isto vai ser andar para a cura. Sério, tinha que... Por que eu sinto que vou andar aqui mais algum pedaço de pedra vai cair? Ah, porra! Tá gigante o lugar. Os gajos não podem parar de coração. Para um que está absurdamente enorme.
Wait! There's something wrong with this bridge! Run for it!
Andar não vai ser jogável, acabou de morrer.
Demoiselle.
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Meus.
Hmm? Oh.
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. This is a familiar feeling, yet
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we
were headed to see how things were
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Meus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required.
Oh, yes. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation.
Ah,
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs.
Very well.
Wait. Something... Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name...
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle. We still haven't...
Huh? We do?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House.
My trial? Wait.
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time.
Oh?
Aquela que não pronunciar um bicho sobre tá, mas mas parece estar organizada, gajo.
Look, it's Navia! She's here!
And her two attendants are with her! Goodness. Everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly... Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. And as for the judge...
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver.
All right. But...
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today...
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet... As all here know, you are Master Callas. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callas had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, not only you, but your butler, your subordinate...
Wait a moment.
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that...
Bruh.
We are what... Therefore, this...
Huh?
Oh, well, if that's what...
How wonderful!
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Meus?
What was that, Mr. Meus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now.
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master...
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending... Please do not mistake...
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontainians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Everything is measured. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and
you would call this justice? Preposterous. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals? To become independent?
Do you mean...
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that is how...
My head...
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is... I remember now. Everything that seemed off. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Meus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the...
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute. Don't let them escape! We shall keep not-
Mr. Meus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying? No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? Huh? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss Navia!
Silence!
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense, and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized part.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place.
Meus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that...
Meus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come.
Goodbye.
Depois eles caem na passagem.
Farewell.
Eles caem num sonho. É quase como se caíssem num genjutsu. Se ficarem X tempo preso num genjutsu, transformam-se completamente em água. Mas se resistirem e safarem-se, voltam à forma normal. Isso é curioso, significa que tem que me salvar.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
Oh, o gajo só perdeu com pouca água.
I must have been dreaming. Meus and Silver were still...
It looks like you're all...
Did all the sad feelings cause you...
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling... You were just about to be dissolved within, but I think I saw two Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second. But they gave me the chance. Were it not for their intervention,
I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Perhaps those two oceanids were the people you saw.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me.
Please come with me.
Eles mesmo mortos conseguem salvar a vida dela.
Nevertheless, are you okay?
Hmm? Oh, I am quite all right.
Why do you look so stiff? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels...
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to her...
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even...
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the fort...
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an...
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand...
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewin made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by...
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately. And I also hope that everything is going well in the fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then. So, Neverlet, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try some...
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave. We had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruin.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
Propagate!
Strike a pose! Time to shine!
Ela ativa a habilidade de cura extra.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Onde estava? Mas eu não estava para stamina. Aqui também. Isto parece ser eu a jogar tão por aí. Vamos ver se não é correr assim nos a cair.
Hey! Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
Essa é sexta-feira. Uma facalarzinha, uma potênciazita. Nem quero ver quando ele tiver 100% de nada. Os feiticinhos não, o que fica na trama, isso não, tu estás a meio na adrenalina, nem queres saber. Interessante elevador.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone
Imponente.
It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of...
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that...
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of...
And is that Lady Farina in the third image?
And is that a ring of people around her?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exact...
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Nervalette. Deciphering ancient stone slates is...
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy should...
I really hope...
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of...
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
Porque mostra Ela chorando tudo depois. E antes, ela aqui na águas todas.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from...
In that case, there's no time to lose.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
O resto de o que se está a passar agora realmente acontecer, então tiver acontecido tudo igual como diz na profecia até agora, então que eu prometo que vai se cumprir. Mas pronto, acho que vou deixar o vídeo por aqui, já falo